ACMi productions are only made possible with your support. Visit patreon.com/ACMi to learn how you can help. The following program is brought to you by Arlington Community Media, where we tell your story.
This is ACMi News, recognized nationwide as the first place winner of the 2023 Hometown Media Award for News Access.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered, giving you stories that count from people who care. Reliable, trustworthy, dependable. This is the nationwide award-winning ACMi News.
We first reported that Arlington's beloved Regent Theater was up for sale back in the spring. It took a while to find just the right buyer, but the effort paid off. Hello, I'm Daniela Bonto.
And I'm Paul Werlin. So glad you could join us. David Malin, a professor of computer science at Harvard who is known for his educational theatricality, is the new owner of the Regent. He's committed to maintaining the theater's status as Arlington's showplace of entertainment.
Live music and dance, theater, comedy, films, family entertainment, cultural events, you'll still find them all at the Regent.
But David has ambitious plans to expand the theater's reach even further, to include educational programming that will make use of streaming to reach audiences beyond Arlington. ACMi News paid a visit to the Regent to talk to its owners, old and new.
I'm Rich Stavros, and I am the former owner of the Regent Theater. I've been here for 31 years. Came here in 1993 when it was originally just a second-run movie house. I worked with the owner there to convert it to a live entertainment venue. And over the past 31 years, we went from doing just strictly music to doing live shows, comedies, and a whole bunch of other things. And about 20 years ago, I met this fine gentleman next to me, and he came in with the new owner of the building. And together we kind of built this thing into what it is today, Arlington's showplace of entertainment.
My name is David Malin. I'm the new owner of the Regent Theater. I'm happily joined by Leland Stein, who will be remaining on board as Director of Programming and Community Relations. My background is in education, computer science particularly, and what's particularly attracted me to the Regent and literally its stage is the opportunity to bring to the local community and through technology like video streaming to a world beyond, all the more educational programming and using the stage as an opportunity to bring educational content all the more to life.
I'm in a very fortunate position here to be the bridge between the past, present, and future. And it's a great place to be right now because, with Rick retiring, that's a good thing for him. For me staying on, that's a great thing for me. And for David coming in, it's a chance for him to bring his vision and a fresh perspective here to the Regent Theater. The audience really won't be noticing a great difference in terms of what we're presenting on our stage and on our screen. So we're, still a focal point for the community and arts and a gathering place for people. And we hope to be doing this, for another 100 years or so. We've become a very attractive place for people who want to rent the theater to present their own productions, community organizations and promoters, whether it's a concert or a theatrical presentation, comedy. We do film festivals. All of that is going to be sticking around.
And indeed, there's long been a tradition of quieter times in the theater, so Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and so forth. And so the hope is to bring all the more of the audience, whether virtual or physical, into the space then, to produce all the more educational content, to make the space available for rental during those days as well, for folks who are looking to do high-end videography in a beautiful space such as this, to bring their own shows to the world around us.
Well, I just want to thank all the patrons that have come here over the years who have supported the Regent Theater. Without them, I would have never survived.
And also, if I may, I'd like to give a shout out to ACMi, Arlington Community Media, because you've been great supporters of ours over these many years and also captured a lot of our events for history. And our friend Jeff Barn, who produced a lot of stories. It was always saying, hey, what do you have coming up next at the Regent? And just as we're a focal point of the town, you folks are an integral part of what's happening here, and we appreciate the partnership.
David Malin has big plans to give the Regent potentially global reach, but we wouldn't bet against him. One of his online courses has had over 6 million registrants.
Two doors down from the Regent Theater, you'll find the Book Rack, another one of Arlington's cultural treasures. Last week, the Book Rack's owner found himself on the other end of town, drawn to Arlington Heights for an event just for book lovers like him.
We have been affiliated with the Author Salon for years, and the Author Salon is the group that puts this event on. This is the second time they've done it, and we were involved last time as well, and it's a great way to meet local authors. There were 16 authors here, and several of them have been at an Author Salon event as well, which is quarterly, and some are new to the Author Salon group.
The English novelist and poet George Sand said, the purpose of art is to enlarge the sympathies. And so that's something that I'm trying to do with my work. I'm trying to have people have an experience with the poem that engages them and that maybe reminds them of something that they thought about, but maybe are looking at it in a different way now. Or maybe it helps them be more sympathetic to a certain kind of person they never really noticed before or thought about before.
It's a story with librarians and booksellers and readers and writers as the true heroes in the book. And this comes out of how much of a bookish town Boston and Cambridge and Arlington are, and how I love it here for that reason. So I wrote a book to sort of celebrate writers and readers in the Boston area in a historic time.
I was just planning to stop by here and get some water, but then I saw this excitement and I bought a book, basically. Because all these are so interesting and the authors are cool to meet.
We couldn't have said it better ourselves. This author's salon obviously appealed to book lovers of all ages.
Drake Village in Arlington Heights is the latest site for a ribbon cutting, in this case for a mural located on the back wall of the Hauser building at that site. We have visited a number of brilliant murals around town, but this one is special because of the collaboration between generations that produced it.
On November 15th, the executive director of the Arlington Housing Authority, Jack Nagel, officially unveiled the Wetlands Mural project.
So the initial intent for this project was to make site improvements for the residents here at Drake Village, as well as create important connections between other really great resources from the town of Arlington.
Curator of Public Art for Arts Arlington, Cecily Miller, explained how this project came to life.
The commission essentially partnered with the Housing Authority to bring a public art project to this development. We were really lucky to get an artist named David Victor, who is a very accomplished muralist and mosaic artist who's done tons of murals and public art projects all over the area and actually all over the country. David took the wetlands as his theme. He's very interested in the Mystic River, which runs by here, and there's conservation land and the reservoir. So many of the plants and animals that we see in the mosaic are part of the natural landscape here.
The mosaic were an intergenerational project.
Folks who live here in the building met for 8 workshops with a fantastic team of Arlington High School students and made these fantastic mosaics.
From the art studio to the wall, these artworks are diverse, ranging from geckos and frogs to flowers and butterflies. The mosaics were installed at the Hauser building,
which provides housing for seniors and people with disabilities.
The murals are not only in the back of the building.
We decided to add 2 in the front, and there's a little hummingbird and a butterfly, and that is actually something that the residents suggested. They were like, can't we have something in the front so when people come and visit us, they see it. It's so beautiful.
Reporting from Drake Village, Hong Yiji, ACMi.
Another great addition to the growing inventory of murals around Arlington. We wash dishes and clothes and ourselves. We water plants and fill our water bottles hundreds of times a day. We turn the spigot and we help ourselves to good, clean H2O. But have you ever thought about how it gets there, ready to flow into our sinks and water bottles? Well, for a certain number of Arlington residents, where their water comes from is likely to be top of mind pretty soon. In the most recent Town Hall update, Town Manager Jim Feeney took the time to explain the townwide water line inventory that is currently underway.
For Arlington specifically, we have about 12,750 water service lines. So we've recently posted our initial inventory online, which is the best information we have available at this moment. So it's there for anyone to view on the website. We're somewhat fortunate that since 2015, we've been working on a water meter replacement program, which also included a service line identification component. So we did have a head start on some of this work. So through our own visual identifications and the data we obtained during the water meter replacement program, plus a review of some of our available paper records, we've identified the service line types for approximately 9,000 of those water service lines that I talked about in our distribution system. So that initial round of identifications identified 69 possible lead service lines in our system as of spring of 2024. Since then, all but 2 have been removed or most often confirmed to have already been replaced, but records not identified or updated for identification purposes. There are another 24 locations that may possibly contain lead based on the information we have. So those particular addresses should be soon receiving or may already have received this week a notification letter which identifies that property as one that may possibly contain lead and the steps they can take to identify their service line material. And if it is lead, the steps that then need to be taken to remove it. So, like I said, we've identified approximately 9,000 of the service types, but that means there's still over 3,500 service lines for which we don't have any good data yet. So with respect to those services, we are going to be sending and already have sent notification letters to those properties where we have them designated as unknown or that we need to do further confirmation. So those customers will receive a separate notice from Public Works via the mail with information on how to determine and document their service line material. So when I say the service line, I should note there are 2 portions of a water service line, which connects from the water main in the street, so it sort of tees in on a perpendicular fashion, and the town owns from the main to what we call the curb stop or the valve right in front of a property, usually right next to the sidewalk or in the grass strip. So that section's owned by the town, and then from the curb stop or valve into a resident's home is owned, that's privately held and privately owned by the owner of that property up to the meter. So we will be asking recipients of the service line sort of unknown type notification letters to self-identify what the portion of their service line is made out of, and that will be done primarily in the basement of homes as you see it come through your foundation wall and connect to your water meter. So the letters that folks are receiving provide instructions on how to identify that pipe type, and once you have that information, you can go to our website and actually plug that information into our inventory. So there's a form for every address in our system. It's in our sort of asset-based GIS system. So if folks wanted to, they could go to the website now and review the map that we have, and if they go to their property, and we encourage residents to do so, if action is required by them, there'll sort of be like a flashing red alert and a form that they're going to have to fill out. So we sort of make it easy to know that you have to take further steps. But we are asking folks, we took a lot of time to build the website and the map, so we want folks to self-report after they've identified their service line type, if possible, on the website. And if that's not possible, the recipients of the notifications can certainly call and schedule an appointment or ask questions of Public Works. We do have some staff available to assist. Just certainly be patient. There may be a lot of calls coming in at the same time, and we'll have to sort of space out that work over time. So we have already started getting calls. I will remind residents that the notification is two-sided, so please read front and back, because some of the information and questions you may have or the additional resources is likely to be on the back side.
Phew, that was a lot of information. As Jim said, you can find out all you need to know at arlingtonma.gov/water. Again, that's arlingtonma.gov/water.
Although the weather was not exactly November raw, inside Town Hall last weekend, the vibe was both colorful and cozy. The 35th Annual Rising Star Quilt Show in Town Hall Auditorium featured more than 400 quilts made by over 60 artists from the Rising Star Quilters Guild in nearby Lexington. The sheer variety of designs, textures, and colors made a feast for the eyes and fingers. The quilts on display will be donated to a host of charitable organizations, including Welcome Baby, Tufts Medical Center's neonatal unit, and Project Reach.
That'll do it for this week's edition of ACMi News. Do you want to see how we put the newscast together here in Arlington?
Stop by and pay us a visit at 85 Park Ave on Thursday afternoons between 3 and 5 p.m. And if you have any news tips for us, stay tuned. In just a few seconds, you'll find out how to contact us.
Meantime, we will see you back here next week. Thanks as always for joining us. I'm Paul Werlin.
And I'm Daniela Bonto. Have a great week, everyone.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.
ACMi productions are only made possible with your support. Visit patreon.com/ACMi to learn how you can help.